This was not a game meant to just tell some lessons, but it's a way for us to channel and connect with each other about what this means, and the pain that's real, but the opportunity that's real for us to do something about it is presented to you as well. And we hope that you can be part of that journey with us looking forward. So today's goals, we're going to talk about community building. Did anyone get to know someone else today and learn something about their history and their story? To feel something about a connection. Anyone feel maybe a slightly better sense of community? Yeah. We wanted to share with you, well, we had so many, we did a lot of research, and Rachel did a simple job summarizing so much of the work that we did. We talked to hundreds of organizations, hundreds of people, and tried to collect some information about what's happening, and we synthesized that. There were lots of issues, and we appreciate you sharing those challenges that you saw. But we shared some of that research with you today and what it means for our community. We wanted to have an opportunity to get your feedback, to hear from you, your voices about what's happening in our community and what you see that touches your life. And we wanted to try to hopefully inspire you and invite you to get involved, to actually do something, to take action. Those were our goals for today. I hope we're able to make some progress on that today. But one of the things that we've come to understand here at Sacred Heart is that we can only make change if we're actually doing systemic problems, because we've noticed, I've been at Sacred Heart for 11 years, and the number of people that we were serving 11 years ago was around 32,000 people a year. And last year was over 60,000. During the session, it was even higher than that. It's come down a little bit. But part of the reason that those numbers came down a little bit were some other things that happened as a result of some work. Increases in the minimum wage that we fought for, other things that have tried to stabilize people, and there's some other solutions. So there are systemic solutions to these things, but it's more than just being able to provide food to folks or clothing to folks is going to make the difference. What's going to make the difference is if we actually look at some systemic solutions. And that's something that we're committed to doing here at Sacred Heart, and we're doing so in a number of ways. I'm just going to highlight a handful of those that we're working on and invite people to be involved in it. Like I mentioned before, the minimum wage campaign. Sacred Heart helped lead that campaign, helped get it onto the ballot, and we've been involved in campaigns ever since to actually increase that not only to $10 an hour in 2012, and that was the first wave of things, but being able to be part of a movement that's brought at least 8 cities and hopefully like close to another 10, another 4 or 5 more in Santa Clara County to lift it up to $15 an hour by 2019. We've been involved in those fights, a number of folks that continue to be involved in that. And we're also working on issues around racial justice, around the fact that we know that some in our community are privileged over others based on the color of their skin, their immigration status, and other things. And so we're working on this. We have 2 committees that are working on that issue. And I also want to talk about fixing our food system. The reality is, why do we, Sacred Heart for many, many years has run the largest food pantry in Northern California. The reason for that is not because people do not know where to get food. It is because we have a problem with the cost of living and housing and everything else, and wages and working conditions, those kinds of things. But one of the solutions that we found is to try to make sure that people that we have to look at having a healthy food system. How we could actually eat healthy, take care of ourselves, and nurture ourselves as a community, and build community and justice in that process, and make that more, we had a big win last year to really create zones on properties to make sure that more gardens could happen at a community, that bring community together, and people are able to feed themselves in a healthy way for their community, and not just a scourge of cheap calories that are actually killing our community. And finding ways to get involved in that is really, really critical. And Tori, stand up. So please connect with Tori if you'd like to be involved in that work. It continues.
Porque lo importante son los niños y cuando están chiquitos van para
Comprehensive. So we have this change. We've been informed that the rent is going to be raised to
Muchísimos días sí, voy a poner ahí para la educación superior
What about any of these other things? What,
Take that, I would look at this.
Fights that might erupt between your two kids. And I think it's a great message for kids. I mean, it's like, we said they're going to, who said they're going to